Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, thank you all for coming. Today we are going to read chapter 4, text 36. Chapter 4 entitled Transcendental Knowledge. Api cetasi pāpebhyaḥ sarvebhyaḥ pāpa-kṛt-tamaḥ sarvam jñāna-plavenaiva vṛjinam santariṣyasi api cetasi pāpebhyaḥ sarvebhyaḥ pāpa-kṛt-tamaḥ sarvam jñāna-plavenaiva vṛjinam santariṣyasi api cetasi pāpebhyaḥ sarvebhyaḥ pāpa-kṛt-tamaḥ sarvam jñāna-plavenaiva vṛjinam santariṣyasi. Go ahead. Api cetasi pāpebhyaḥ sarvebhyaḥ pāpa-kṛt-tamaḥ sarvam jñāna-plavenaiva vṛjinam santariṣyasi api cetasi pāpebhyaḥ sarvebhyaḥ pāpa-kṛt-tamaḥ sarvam jñāna-plavenaiva vṛjinam santariṣyasi api cetasi pāpebhyaḥ sarvebhyaḥ pāpa-kṛt-tamaḥ sarvam jñāna-plavenaiva vṛjinam santariṣyasi. Matajis? Any? Yeah. Okay, so word for word, transliteration. Api, even, chet, if, asi, you are, pāpebhyaḥ, of sinners, sarvebhyaḥ, of all, pāpa-kṛt-tamaḥ, the greatest sinner, sarvam, all such sinful reactions, jñāna-plavena, by the boat of transcendental knowledge, eva, certainly, vṛjinam, the ocean of miseries, santariṣyasi, you will cross completely. Translation. Even if you are considered to be the most sinful of all sinners, when you are situated in the boat of transcendental knowledge, you will be able to cross over the ocean of miseries. Please repeat. Even if you are considered to be the most sinful of all sinners, when you are situated in the boat of transcendental knowledge, you will be able to cross over the ocean of miseries. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Proper understanding of one's constitutional position in relationship to Kṛṣṇa is so nice that it can at once lift one from the struggle for existence which goes on in the ocean of nescience. The material world is sometimes regarded as an ocean of nescience and sometimes as a blazing forest. In the ocean, however expert a swimmer one may be, the struggle for existence is very severe. If someone comes forward and lifts the struggling swimmer from the ocean, he is the greatest savior. Perfect knowledge received from the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the path of liberation. The boat of Kṛṣṇa consciousness is very simple, but at the same time the most sublime. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Datati Spam Padantikam Vandeham Shri Gurun Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Shragajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Shri Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyatsa Kripa Sindhubhyaiva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Api cetasi pāpebhyaḥ sarvebhyaḥ pāpa-kṛt-tamaḥ sarvam jñāna-plavenaiva vṛjinam santariṣyasi. Even if you are considered to be the most sinful of all sinners, when you are situated in the boat of transcendental knowledge, you will be able to cross over the ocean of miseries. Jai. Today we are going to look into a little bit this verse. Prabhupada has given a beautiful purport, which is self-explanatory. We are going to see what is the difference between transcendental knowledge and academic knowledge. In verse 34, which is 2 verses before this, text 34, verse 34, Kṛṣṇa called transcendental knowledge as truth. He said, try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. So truth is transcendental knowledge. That's according to Kṛṣṇa's words. So academic knowledge from the time we turn like 3 years old, 4 years old in some country, we go to school and we start academic knowledge, which is important. But what does it do to us? Academic knowledge brings us to the point until we retire from our employment, which we use this academic knowledge. After that, it's kind of useless because you need it to make money, you need it to make wealth. However, having said that, if you use the result, the fruit of your academic knowledge in Kṛṣṇa's service, then everything, like Prabhupada will use that term, Kṛṣṇaize. So that will build your spiritual bank account for the next life. We need academic knowledge because nowadays to get a job, we need to support family, we need to support our own self, and we need to have a little comfort and convenience. We need it. But we need to draw the line. And at the same time, transcendental knowledge gives us, tells us, instruct us who we are, our true identity, which is Jivera Swarupa Hoy Krishnera Nityadas. That's transcendental knowledge. At school, you will never learn that. In university, in college, and many degrees you will be getting, you will never learn who you are. The minute you start school, it's like many hats are being placed on top of your head with so many titles. At the end, it became so heavy, and you forget who you really are, your true identity. But transcendental knowledge teaches us who we are and what is our relationship to Kṛṣṇa. Our relationship to Kṛṣṇa, we are servant of the 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 servant of Kṛṣṇa. And also we are part and parcel of Kṛṣṇa. This is what transcendental knowledge teaches us. So this verse talks about sin and about the ocean and how to get out. Kṛṣṇa is very merciful. The first time I read this verse, I was studying Bhagavad Gita many, many years ago. When I reached this verse, it was like a flower bloom, a flower of hope. There is hope. Kṛṣṇa gives us hope. No matter how sinner, the worst sinner of sinner, like it says, even if you are considered to be the most sinful of all sinners, this is a big word, the most sinful of all sinners. And Kṛṣṇa is going to deliver us if we board his ship, the boat of transcendental knowledge. So for these past few days, I have been immersing myself in Srila Prabhupada classes. That's what I do, Srila Prabhupada lectures, because that's my best source, that's my strength, that's my lifeline. Srila Prabhupada is my lifeline. I am here today thanks to Srila Prabhupada. We are all here today thanks to Srila Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada in 1966, he gave a class in New York, and he said, we are committing sin. We are sinful from time immemorial. We don't know how many births we have taken. We have been traveling through this material world, in the cycle of birth and death. The reason we are committing sin or we are sinful is because we are ignorant. Hare Krishna. Ignorant means the verb to ignore. What are we ignoring, or who are we ignoring? We are ignoring Kṛṣṇa. That's why we are in trouble. We have been in trouble for many, many, many lifetimes, and some of us, including me, still in trouble, still trying. But there is hope. Kṛṣṇa says there is hope. Even if you are the most sinful of all sinners, there is hope. So when we disconnect from Kṛṣṇa, it's like a raven cloud that we don't have. We believe in what is not. What I mean by that is we believe in all the identities that has been given to us. And what does that do to us? Some of us, you are the daughter of so-and-so, you are the child, you are the grandchild of this rich man, and then you move on, you are the wife, you are the husband of so-and-so. You accumulate so many titles, and we start identifying with it. So that's why we commit sin. What happens is we become proud. When we start getting title, we believe in those titles. we lose our true identity because we don't know who we are. We have been given this title, and at the end we believe it, that we are such and such. We are the President of the United States. But we are not. We are better than that. We are the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of Kṛṣṇa. And by reminding ourselves that position, that title, what does that do to us? With time, it reduces our propensity of pride. And it reaches to the point of destroying our pride if we keep on reminding ourselves. Because in this material world, no matter where we turn, we get a title. Even in our preaching, even in our society, we start getting title. We leave this material world, we join this society to get a better life, but with time, unknowingly, we start getting title. But how do we protect ourselves? By transcendental knowledge, reminding us who we are. What is our true identity? So we commit sin because we are disconnected, because we are proud, because we are ignorant. And we have hope to get out of this life. We have hope to get out of this sinful life. Because due to our pride, what we do is we hurt others. We see others so tiny because we are so up there. We have been put in that pedestal. And then we start believing that we belong in that pedestal and we start looking down. So Kṛṣṇa is the father, aham bija pradapita. He's the father of all living entities. So what will happen to us when we start looking down on his other children? He's our father. So how is a father feels when you are putting down or you are hurting the feelings of other children? He won't be happy. So we have to see everyone in relation to Kṛṣṇa. We are all brothers and sisters. We are all under the same umbrella, no matter what kind of designation. Rupa Goswami said, Sarva upadi vinirmuktam tatparadvina nirmalam rishikena rishikita sevanam bhakti uchet. Get rid of those designations. Sarva, he didn't say one, he didn't say two. Sarva upadi. Get rid of all these designations. Go to the lotus feet of Rishikesh and serve him. That's the top, you know. So this is what we should do. The ocean, the material world, is considered many, many places. Prabhupada consider or refer to the material world as the ocean, or the ocean of the material world. Why? Because the ocean is vast. And in the ocean, there is a lot of dangers. Lots and lots of dangers. I grew up close to an ocean, and you see drowning, you see waves, tsunami, sharks. Like Prabhupada said in his Purport, no matter how good of a swimmer you are, it will be very, very, very difficult, close to impossible, to cross the ocean without any help. So this material world is considered as an ocean because it's a dangerous place. It's a place Prabhupada referred as a place of nescience. Nescience means there is no God, there is no science of God, there is no existence. You know, in other words, it's like God doesn't exist. And then we start committing sin because we become the Lord of this material world. We start lording it over because we don't have this knowledge. But there, this knowledge has been given to us. It has been given to us. We are so privileged. This knowledge has been brought down, and beginning of this chapter, Kṛṣṇa explained it to Arjuna. how this knowledge was given before. It was kind of lost, and now he's back 5,000 years ago to give it to us again. That's mercy. That's someone who is really, really compassionate. Kṛṣṇa is very compassionate to us. So Kṛṣṇa comes here again 5,000 years ago to give us this knowledge, this transcendental knowledge. So how do we acquire this transcendental knowledge? We have to make 3 steps. Anyone can tell me how do we acquire this transcendental knowledge? Raise your hand. Anyone? How do we acquire the transcendental knowledge?
By reading literatures.
Yes.
Surrendering to Kṛṣṇa, it will automatically come.
Yes.
Hearing, not hearing.
Yes.
Kṛṣṇa says approach a guru.
Exactly. There are 3 steps. Approach a guru, render service, asking inquiries. Tadvidi pranipatena, pariprashnena. So there is pranipatena, pariprashnena, and sevaya. We need that 3 steps to acquire this knowledge. So I will come back with a question. I will answer your question, don't worry. Yeah. Okay, once we acquire this knowledge, so guru comes, you approach a bona fide guru, and it's specifically Prabhupada put bona fide guru because mostly in Vrindavan I have seen guru in every corner of the street, and I have seen many devotees or many people approaching. So Prabhupada specifically said a bona fide guru. And inquire, and then guru will give you the knowledge when he's satisfied, when he sees that sincerity, not purity. A guru doesn't look for purity. A guru looks, because if we were pure, there is no point of us going to a guru. Guru looks for that sincerity. It's not that you want to join the bandwagon. It's not that you ask the guru, oh, give me diksha because you already have 2,000 disciples. You have 20,000 disciples, I want to be part of that 20,000. I don't want to be part of those 5. So guru knows that sincerity, why you're approaching him. So, okay, guru gives you this knowledge. Then what do you do with this knowledge? I will tell you an example. And I have seen it in my years of in ISKCON. Or in any other society. It's like a person who is very sick. He's very, very sick. And he goes to the doctor, and he inquires, doctor, I have this symptom and that symptom and this symptom. And the doctor gives him a medicine, The doctor gives him the medicine, and with proper instruction, A, B, C, D, what time you have to take it, what dosage you have to take, and like when you have to take it, before food, after food. All the instructions were clearly given to him, and he was very, very attentive to that instruction. So he took the medicine from the doctor, and then he goes home. One of his family members has the same disease. So he passed on that medicine to that family member with the exact instruction how to take it. That family member takes it and get cured. And later on down the road, he goes to the doctor again. The doctor said, what happened to you? You have got worse. He said, have you been taking the medicine? No, I gave the medicine to someone else. So the point is, the doctor represents the guru. You inquire from the doctor why you are sick. You inquire from the guru. And then the guru gives you the knowledge. And you pass on the knowledge. So you're still sick. So how did that person get better? Because that person followed the instruction and took the medicine. Meaning the person apply, he get better. So this instruction, the knowledge, we don't just take it and pass it on and preach. We take it and we apply it to our daily life. Application is very, very important. Otherwise, we become parrots. So if we don't apply it in our daily life, if we're smoking and we go and tell someone, don't smoke, because when we talk the talk, we have to walk the walk. Srila Prabhupada talked the talk and he walked the walk. So whatever knowledge, transcendental knowledge we acquire, we should practice. Practice and practice. Prabhupada gave a good example. He said, a ballet dancer, no matter how professional the person, the ballet dancer is, just before the dancer goes on the stage, they will rehearse. They will practice and practice and practice. We have to practice to become perfect. Then, when you hear from someone who has just absorbed so much knowledge but no practice, they have not put into practice and they are sharing you, it gets into your mind. But someone who is practicing it, when that person gives you that knowledge, it touches your heart. I don't know if you have ever noticed that. So the point is, when we get the medicine, when we get the transcendental knowledge, we approach a guru, we are making the endeavor. We approach a guru, we inquire submissively, we render service to that guru, and then that guru impart knowledge unto us, and then we should practice. When Kṛṣṇa says, Man mana bhava mad bhakto, think of me, become my devotee, what do? We just go and tell Mr. X, hey, you have to think of Kṛṣṇa and become a devotee, okay? Because that's what Kṛṣṇa says. But what are you doing? You have to be thinking of Kṛṣṇa consciously. If we want to get rid of all our sinful, our heart is full of sinful qualities. Full. If not all, but most of us, many of us. And those sinful qualities will bring us down, and we hurt others with our sinful qualities. And this transcendental knowledge helps us realize who we are, and with time, with practice, all these churning, all these bad qualities. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Shikshashtakam prayer, he mentioned the first verse. He said this, all glories to the Sri Krishna Sankirtanam, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years, and it extinguishes the fire of conditional life of birth and death. So these holy names, because in this Kali Yuga, Kali Kale Nama Rupa Kṛṣṇa Avatar. Kṛṣṇa has come here in the form of his names. So the devotional service, which is part of the transcendental knowledge, because transcendental knowledge teaches us devotional service. And the first devotional service is a chanting of the holy name. So when we chant and chant and chant, it purifies us. So we cannot just hear, you have to chant, and then we go and tell someone you have to chant, but we have to practice. We have to practice and practice. Then what will happen is, Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 14th chapter, text 58. That's the prayers of Lord Brahma to Kṛṣṇa. And Sukadev Goswami is talking to Parikshit Maharaj. I'm just paraphrasing here. He said, those who have surrendered to Kṛṣṇa, Murari, who is a killer of the Mura demon, they see the ocean of material existence as the water in the hoof print of a calf. How small is that? Hoof print, not a cow, a calf. So that ocean of water gets shrink when they are surrendered to Murari, to Kṛṣṇa, to the water in the hoof print. And then those who are surrendered to Kṛṣṇa, their main goal is Param Padam, to go to the Supreme planet, to Kṛṣṇa's planet, to Goloka Vrindavan, because They don't want to be in this material world where there is padam padam yadvi padam natesham, where there is danger at every step of our life. This is in Bhagavatam. And that verse, Prabhupada quoted in many, many, many places, even in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 51. Beautiful purport on that as well. Only by surrendering to Kṛṣṇa, only by realizing our true identity, our true position, then and then only we will be able to get rid of our sinful mentality. It may take a lifetime, it may take a day. It doesn't matter. We have hope. Kṛṣṇa has given us hope. We should not be discouraged because those anarthas, those bad qualities, sometimes when we are put in a situation, they come like snakes and they bite. And then you say, why did I do that? Has that ever happened to anyone? We know it's wrong. But in that moment, our anger, our jealousy, our greed, all these anarthas that is lying down at the bottom of the heart, the darkness, it's considered as a darkness, it emerges, it comes out. So, don't be discouraged. We are human. Kṛṣṇa understands it. As long as we are living in this material world, we will be bashed like the ocean with the big waves. The big waves are the threefold miseries. Miseries, adidevika, adibodhika, adhyatmika. Miseries caused by others, but the worst misery is caused by our own mind. That's the worst misery. And then misery caused by environment, which is now we are getting big rain. You know, those miseries will always be here. It's not that when we take to Kṛṣṇa consciousness and we start practicing and preaching and everything, it will go away. No, 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 no. As long as we are in this material body, as long as we are in this material world, the miseries will be around us. But with the Kṛṣṇa conscious literature, knowledge, we will see things in a different perspective. We will not be discouraged. We know that it is here. We know we are in this material body. We know it's around us. So we will react differently with the miseries. It will be here. Disease will be here. Family members will leave us, will be here. The hurt will be here. The insult will be here. But we will look at them with different eyes. Because we are in the boat of transcendental knowledge. We are safe. We are safe. We will not be drowned. We will be pulled. In the ocean, you're always pulled. Anyone who has swum in the ocean or has seen movies, you will be pulled, you will be smashed, you will be tossed by the waves, you will be hit by big waves. But Kṛṣṇa is there. We have Kṛṣṇa on our side. So Kṛṣṇa will take care of it. Or we call Kṛṣṇa for help. So we have a lifeline. Because we have transcendental knowledge, so we have a lifeline. And we are safe. Even though we are not the purest of the pure, but we are not the most sinful of all sinners either. We are getting there because Kṛṣṇa has created that path. He has already made the path. He has already given us the roadmap, how to get to him. Throughout this Bhagavad Gita, 700 verses, all we have to do is follow. Kṛṣṇa is not looking for anything from us except one thing. Can anyone tell me what is Kṛṣṇa looking for?
Love.
Love, yes. Chapter 9, text 27 and 26, Bhagavad Gita, he says, offer me a leaf, patram pushpam phalam toyam, yobe bhaktya pranishti. He used the word bhaktya twice in that verse. And then chapter 18, 55, bhaktya mam abhijanati. Only by love, bhakti means love. Only by love we can reach Kṛṣṇa, not by nice chapati with ghee. Everything, chapter 9, text 27, Kṛṣṇa said, Yat karosi yat asnasi yat juosi datasi yat. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever charity you give, whatever tapasya you do it as an offering to me. As an offering to me. So even if we are a big shot in academic knowledge, do it as an offering to me. Go to school, study and become a big person. Do it as an offering to me. So there is no limit. Kṛṣṇa doesn't limit us except sinful activities. But if we have transcendental knowledge, we will be averse to sinful activities. But if we do everything, we go to school, we go to work, said Kṛṣṇa, I am doing it for you. And then you offer the result to Kṛṣṇa. You go in your kitchen and you make a nice cake. There is nothing wrong to make a nice cake. We are not tapasvi that has to stay in the forest. We can make a beautiful cake for Kṛṣṇa. We offer it to Kṛṣṇa and we divide it, we share it with everyone. And Kṛṣṇa is happy because we are doing it for his pleasure. Not only is he happy to get you're baking it for him, but you're sharing it. So when Kṛṣṇa has taken it, it becomes mercy. Prasadam means mercy. So hundreds of people can have that mercy of Kṛṣṇa, which they would not have. So thanks to you. And Kṛṣṇa is very happy because the more people we bring to Kṛṣṇa, the more people we help to go to Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa is very, very, very happy. So we should try to do everything we do. First we should remember who we are. No matter what the world tells us, oh, you are the best, oh, you are this, oh, you are that. Thank you. But inside, you know who you are. Jivera swarupa hoy Krishnera nitya das. And we are not only Krishnera nitya das, we are dasa, 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 anudasa. Because Kṛṣṇa in chapter 11, canto 11, Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 19, text 21, Kṛṣṇa said, Mad Bhakta Puja Vyadika. He is talking to Uddhava. The line, text 21, the second line, he said, Mat Bhakta Puja Abhyadika. So the highest puja is not to him, is to his bhakta. So if we love his bhakta, we serve his bhakta nicely, and who is his bhakta? Anyone who is sincerely serving him. Simple. Not pure, not advanced, not surrendered to the biggest guru, advanced guru. No. His bhakta could be a little bird. In Ramayana, we see a little bird who was taking little grain of dust and putting in that. That was Ramachandra's bhakta. So we should look at everyone equally, with respect. The key to success in devotional service, is humility. Tadvidi pranipatina pariprashnena sevaya. No, sorry. Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi saisnuna. Amanina manadina kirtaniya sadahari. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, 3rd verse of Shikshastakam, said, one should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state, considering oneself lower than the straw on the street, devoid of false prestige. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Kṛṣṇa himself, is teaching us that if we want success, if we want to reach the heart, if we want to get the attention of Kṛṣṇa, we have to be humble. It's not easy. Throughout your life, if you are in your 40s, 50s, 60s, you have had a title and you have always been up there, and pride has invaded the whole body. Now to say, okay, I am going to be humble, it may take time. but with prayers to Kṛṣṇa every day to his devotees. Please help me be humble. Because Kṛṣṇa is seated in our hearts. Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivisto. I'm seated in everyone's heart. He's listening. And he hears. And when we go to him for prayers to be a better person to serve him and his devotee, he will help us. Because we are weak. We are bombarded with all kind of posters, all kind of things, telling us that we are somebody that we are not. But we have to be humble. And like I said, Shravanam, Kirtanam, in this era, in this yuga, to chant the holy name, we may be chanting for so many years, but to truly chant the holy name of Kṛṣṇa, we have to remember whose names we are calling. We have to be conscious when we hold our japa. That's Tulasi Maharani. We should be conscious of that. Not mechanical, we just put our hand, oh, it's japa time, and then we walk around and, Hare Krishna Prabhu, how are you? I have not seen you for a long time. Hare Krishna Mataji, I love your sari. By the way, where did you get it? What store? Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. No. There are many parts of our body we should use to have a good chanting for the pleasure. That's another thing. Why do we chant? Do we chant to get purified? We chant for the pleasure of Kṛṣṇa. Purification is the given. It will come on its own. But we chant, it says, Yat karosi yatasnasi. He said, whatever you do, yat tapasya sitokentaya. Even austerity, japa is a tapasya. So when we are doing japa, we are doing it for product. It will come on its own. We don't have to try to be purified. We chant for the pleasure of Kṛṣṇa. When we chant, we engage our tongue to articulate the words properly. Like Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We have to articulate, we have to use that tongue. Atashi Krishna Namadi. Nabhavet, I forgot it now. But we have to use the tongue. We use the tongue to honor prasad. We use the tongue to glorify Kṛṣṇa. We use the tongue to chant his holy names. So we use the tongue properly. We use our hand for the japa properly with conscious. We use our conscious to remember Kṛṣṇa. And what's the most important thing we use when we chant Kṛṣṇa's names? Anyone? Without that, it will take a long time. We have to use our heart. Why? What is in the heart? Emotion, love. We may not be able to do our 16 rounds in that mood, but we should try. If we don't succeed the first time, it's okay. We keep trying. We keep trying. Said, Kṛṣṇa, I am doing it for you. Please help me. Because to love Kṛṣṇa, to love someone that you have seen as deities, but you have read about Kṛṣṇa, but to love someone that you haven't hugged, you haven't seen in person, you may have dreamed, you may have read, you may have seen description, you may have gone to his place and stuff. But to love, it takes time. And the love is there. And the love should be for him. Like when we have a child, for example, a mother and a child, when the mother goes to buy something for that child, it's love. Similarly, whatever devotional service we are doing for Kṛṣṇa, we are driving to the market. We drive with Kṛṣṇa with us with love. Kṛṣṇa, I am going to the market to buy things to cook for you. Everything that we do for him. If that main ingredient is not there, it may not be there in the initial stage, but we have to work toward him. But don't give up. No, don't give up. Continue. Because it may take some time, because our heart, our consciousness, we have been traveling for many, many lifetimes with a lot of baggage. It's like the heart can be compared to a room that you have left in Vrindavan. Most in Vrindavan, you leave a room for, let's say, 3 months. Those of us who travel and stuff. After 3 months you come, all your furniture are filled with dust. Our heart is like that. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Chetu Darpana Marjana. You have to clean the heart. It's a cleansing process. So initially we may not be doing, but the attempt has to be there. But we should not be discouraged. We should continue doing it. Yesterday we celebrated the 59th anniversary of Prabhupada landed into New York. And I was reading, we have about 5 minutes. Before I go, let me see if I have missed anything. No, I think I have covered everything. So if anyone has any question, go ahead, Babu.
Wonderful listening to you.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Sheer truth. But quite a few, 2 things actually I am not understanding. First thing is, for example, Jeev, I am not remembering that shloka of yours. Jeev is equal to Kṛṣṇa Nitya Das.
Jivera.
Jivera. Kṛṣṇa Nitya Das.
Yeah.
But gopis never ever considered Kṛṣṇa to be his, what's the opposite of, they never ever considered servant of Kṛṣṇa. They used to call him, in Hindi I'm saying, Lafanga.
This was love relationship.
So every single time, how can anyone have that das bhav? Because there are so many bhav. Sakhya bhav, then madhurya bhav, so many bhav are there. So
That's why the first step is tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. We approach a guru and we submissively inquire. We cannot compare ourselves to the gopis. Those are the highest. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said the highest love. We are das.
But we cannot purchase that bhav. We cannot bhav, das bhav. For example, if it's not coming in someone, then das bhav
It will, if with humility, you will be servant to everyone, not only to Kṛṣṇa. It will come. I'm talking with experience. Every service you will be doing, you would not want to be in the front line. You will want to do service like menial service. Because it will come, that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Chetu Darpanama. The cleansing is a chanting. When you chant, it will, Kṛṣṇa said, Dadami Buddhi Yogam, from within Kṛṣṇa will give you the understanding of who you are, because there are many relationships to Kṛṣṇa. We can be servant, we can be friends, we can be paramour, we can be parents. So, but initial stage, we should have that humble position of servant. Even if we are in a different relation, down the road, your swarup, down the road, your swarup, your true identity will reveal itself with the chanting, the purification, and the love. But until then we start as servant. And actually, you know what I will tell you? By nature, we are servant. We serve our family. if we don't have a family, we serve our nation. We are serving. If we have no one to serve, you know who we serve? We serve our mind. Our mind said, turn left, turn right, go straight, go eat this, eat that, let's go to this restaurant, let's go to the... We are servant. By nature, we are servant. I wanted to read the poem as an offering to Srila Prabhupada. We have 5 minutes. Is it okay with everyone? Yes. Okay. With my heart full of love and gratitude for Srila Prabhupada, I recite this poem for him. Those of you who knows the translation of this, it's called Markine Bhagavad Dharma. It's the poem Prabhupada wrote on the Jaladuta boat when he was reaching his destination. Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita, Volume 1, is called Markine Bhagavata Dharma, written at Boston Harbor, September 18, 1965. In some book it says September 17, but the date doesn't matter, it's just a slight difference. Prabhupada wrote, "My dear Lord Kṛṣṇa, you are so kind upon this useless soul, but I do not know why you have brought me here. Now you can do whatever you like with me. But I guess you have some business here, otherwise why would you bring me to this terrible place? Most of the population here is covered by the material modes of ignorance and passion. Absorbed in material life, they think themselves very happy and satisfied, and therefore they have no taste for the transcendental message of Vasudeva. I do not know how they will be able to understand it, but I know your causeless mercy can make everything possible. Because you are the most expert mystic, how will they understand the mellows of devotional service? Oh my Lord, I am simply praying for your mercy so that I will be able to convince them about your message. All living entities have come under the control of the illusory energy by your will, and therefore, if you like, by your will, they can also be released from the clutches of illusion. I wish that you may deliver them. Therefore, if you so desire their deliverance, then only will they be able to understand your message. The words of Srimad Bhagavatam are your incarnation, and if a sober person repeatedly receives it with submissive oral reception, then he will be able to understand your message. It is said in the Srimad Bhagavatam 1:17-21, Sri Kṛṣṇa, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee, who relishes his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. By regularly hearing the Bhagavatam and rendering service unto pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is practically destroyed, and loving service unto the glorious Lord, who is praised with his transcendental song, is established as an irrevocable fact. At the time loving service is established in the heart, the modes of passion and ignorance and lust and desire disappear from the heart. Then the devotee is established in goodness, and he becomes happy. Thus established in the mode of goodness, the man, rejuvenated by loving service to the Lord, gains liberation from material association and comes to know scientifically the personality of Godhead. Thus, the knots of the heart and all misgivings are cut to pieces. The chain of fruitive action is terminated when one sees the self as master. He will become liberated from the influence of the modes of ignorance and passion, and thus all inauspicious things accumulated in the core of the heart will disappear. How will I make them understand this message of Krishna consciousness? I am very unfortunate, unqualified, and the most fallen. Therefore, I am seeking your benediction so that I can convince them, for I am powerless to do so on my own. Somehow or other, O my Lord, you have brought me here to speak about you. Now, my Lord, it is up to you to make me a success or failure, or as you like. O my spiritual master of all the worlds, I can simply repeat your message. So if you like, you can make my power of speaking suitable for the understanding. Only by your causeless mercy will my words become pure. I am sure that when this transcendental message penetrates their hearts, they will certainly feel engladdened and thus become liberated from all unhappy condition. Oh my Lord, I am just like a puppet in your hands. So if you have brought me here to dance, then make me dance. Make me, my Lord, make me dance as you like. I have no devotion, nor do I have any knowledge, but I have strong faith in the holy name of Kṛṣṇa. I have been designated as Bhaktivedanta, and now, if you like, you can fulfill the real purport of Bhaktivedanta. The letter is signed, the most unfortunate, insignificant beggar, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, on board the ship Jaladuta, Commonwealth Pier, Boston, Massachusetts, USA. So what do we learn here? Two things. There are many, but two things: compassion, humility. This is our Srila Prabhupada. This is our Srila Prabhupada. He talked the talk and he walks the walk. This is who we should be following. But don't be discouraged. It may take some time to get there, but the desire, the sincerity, Kṛṣṇa knows it because he's residing in our heart. Kṛṣṇa is not far away. Kṛṣṇa is not in Goloka Vrindavan. Kṛṣṇa is not only in the temple. Kṛṣṇa is here. He's listening. And when we do something with sincerity, with love, he hears it and he answers. He's always answering our prayers. Sometimes we don't get the answer that we want. Then we say, Kṛṣṇa doesn't hear my prayer. But no, he knows what's best for us. He's our true Father. Because he knows past, present, and future. So he knows if he gives you what you want, in the future that will bring you something bad reaction. So he will give you what will bring you close to him. Or sometimes he will take away something that will keep you away from him. So please keep chanting and try to develop love, not only for Kṛṣṇa, but for everyone in your life, everyone on the street. Treat them with respect. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.